So, how about that Trevor McDonald, huh?
Oh, man, don't get me started. 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run. Now, it was a home run, but man, 8 strikeouts, 0 walks, Ben. I mean, the dude pounded the strike zone. 60 strikes in 81 pitches. Yeah, what pleased me the most, striking out Tatis 2 times, making him look totally miserable.
Yeah, I mean, that guy's already having a miserable season, but...
Yeah, well, he contributed to it. It was awesome. And you know what really is amazing is that you look at his overall numbers, not just that game. The dude has a career ERA plus of 2.89.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, it seems like the farmer gets no respect.
No respect, but I can't wait for his next start. I am so jacked to see him again.
Oh, yeah. No, about that, Matthew.
What?
You know they sent him down yesterday, right?
God damn it!
Bob.
Welcome to Giant Cocktails, where the humor is elite, but the baseball sucks. Oh yeah, here are your hosts, Ben and Matthew Henry.
Bob, how many different ways can you say the baseball sucks?
Only one.
I'm thinking
only one.
only one. That's all we can do.
That's all I can afford, Ben.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, variety is the spice of life, you know, and I figure if they're going to suck every series, we might want to let the listeners have just a different taste of like, how did they suck this week? No?
I just don't feel like, the Giants' ineptitude like hitting my bank account that hard.
It's your hobby, Matthew. It's not how the Giants play. It's how you react to their play. Anyway, welcome to episode 364 of Giant Cocktails. Buster Posey, the hobo himself, the man who assembled this roster, had a 364 on base percentage in 2014. 2014.
The good old days.
The last of the good old days. While leading the Giants to their 3rd World Series championship in 5 seasons. Buster finished 6th in MVP voting that year. How the mighty have fallen.
Wouldn't it be nice to have a guy that gets MVP votes on your team?
That would be great. That would be great. We have some guys who should be garnering many. But you know what, Matthew?
Should, keyword there.
Yeah, well, and you know what, Matthew? You know what? We don't know what Casey Schmidt can do. He might end up getting 1 or 2 down ballot votes.
Fair. But, I think few players who are on last place teams get MVP votes.
That's why I would say it was like down ballot, I don't know how far down you can vote for a guy. Can you vote for 17th place?
Alex Pavlovich will certainly give him a vote, right?
There you go. Alex Pavlovich will give him his last vote, and that'll get him on the thing. Yeah, there you go.
Enough with the banter. Let's talk cocktails.
Yes, Bob, you read my mind.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Well, thank you for asking, Bob. That's very kind of you. Bob, today I'm just drinking a whiskey highball. It's the kind of cocktail that you drink when you want to be contemplative, when you need to do some serious thinking, and you can't have things like sweet and tart getting in the way. And I really need to think about the San Francisco Giants. I need to think about them a lot, Bob. So that's what I'm drinking, a whiskey highball.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, I am on assignment this week. I am not in the home studio. I am in a hotel room in Long Beach, California. And I had a very lovely dinner at a restaurant called 555 East, which is a steakhouse. And I had a great cocktail called the Essex Street. And I think I've reverse engineered it. So that's what I'm drinking tonight. The Essex Street, Bob. I'll tell you all about it at the end of the episode.
All right, some inside baseball here, Matthew. Are you drinking one of those now, or did you have so many that you're just kind of gliding in through the episode?
Yeah, I could not bring one into my hotel room, but rest assured I have done my research on these cocktails.
And you're sufficiently inebriated for this show.
I am actually more inebriated now than I typically am for the show.
Oh, okay. Typically.
Typically.
Because sometimes, I mean, I'm one to talk. Sometimes for you get quite deep into the cups. I always get quite deep into the cups. So, except for that one episode a couple weeks ago where I had to do the mocktail because of the, operating heavy equipment and all of that. Anyway, today is Wednesday, May 6th, as we record this podcast. Your San Francisco Giants snapped their losing streak.
Woo!
Yeah! Woo! And did it in dominating fashion. Before dropping 2 in a row to the Padres to lose the series at home and bring their overall record to 14-23, which is 7 games under homeostasis. Matthew, they will not be back to homeostasis for our next episode, or the episode after that, or the episode after. They might do it after the episode after that.
Ben, at this point, I am not confident we will see homeostasis at all this season.
Yeah. It's a good thing that you bring that up, Matthew, because what are we going to talk about today? Well, we are going to talk about the Padres series because there were some interesting things that happened in the series other than the fact that the Giants lost it, or even how they lost it, because that was interesting too. But some positive things happened. So we are going to accentuate the positive, and we're going to talk about the good things that happened for segment 1. And then in segment 2, Matthew, I have a very serious question to ask. And I think it's one that we all need to ask ourselves. We know that the San Francisco Giants have been playing bad baseball. But here's my question. Are the 2026 San Francisco Giants a bad baseball team? That's what we're going to talk about in segment 2.
I could answer that in one syllable if you really want to shorten the podcast.
Wow. You can tell that Matthew is already deep into his cups because he's just foregoing the whole positive thing. You know what, folks? I'm not going to hold Matthew to it. Like, I don't know how even the people with the deepest, darkest, rose-hued colored glasses could see the Giants as being good right now. I don't think there's anybody out there who's like, oh, they're fine. They're going to turn it around. We all might think they should be good, but I think we can all tell that they aren't good. So was that one syllable word, Matthew? Yes?
Perhaps.
Okay, well, I know that the word wasn't perhaps because perhaps is 2 syllables. So we'll have to wait until the second segment to find out what Matthew's 1-syllable answer is. Maybe he'll shock us all by saying no. But before we get to that, we have some tidbits to cover. Matthew, I hope you got your roster updated, printed all out, and pasted to the wall of your hotel room, because guys have returned and guys have gone home, including Trevor McDonald. And by home, I mean back to Sacramento where apparently they belong.
Yeah, it has been a little bit of a roller coaster and a carousel, if we're going to be correct on the amusement park analogies. We do have Joel Peguero back. They rode his rehab assignment out as far as they possibly could. I think you get maximum of 30 days in a rehab assignment.
Okay.
And so he's back. Eric Miller, lower back strain is to the IL.
Yeah.
And so that was the big thing. We did talk about in the beginning of the show how Trevor McDonald was also sent back to Sacramento. When we last left you, we were conjecturing on who the removal on the roster would be for Bryce Eldridge and Jesus Rodriguez to join us. We have since found out that it was Gerard Encarnacion being DFA'd, and Will Brennan being optioned.
That was exactly a scenario that we played out, and that is why you changed the pronunciation of your cocktail from Jardin to Jardin.
That's right. The last time we'll ever have to do that.
That's true. So it was a good send off. I mean. I don't know that Gerard thinks this is good at all, but from a Giant Cocktails perspective, it was as good of a send-off as we could give to one Gerard Encarnacion, former San Francisco Giant. A guy who I don't think was ever really given the opportunity to show what he could truly show. But then when he finally was, it seemed like the only time he didn't do anything.
Or he would get hurt.
That was the other thing he was really good at. He was really good at getting hurt, right? He would play really well, and then he would get hurt right at the most inopportune time. Yeah, and then Will Brennan, he
was on the roster, apparently.
He was, apparently. The last time I saw Will Brennan, his picture was right next to Christian Koss's on a milk carton. So I guess Will Brennan is back to AAA.
I think the happiest guy on the team from these was probably Christian Koss. Right? Because he was probably sweating it a little bit.
I mean, the guy probably wants to play some baseball. So, I don't know. He's making good money not playing baseball. But, if he got sent back to Sacramento, at least he'd be playing some baseball, instead of not, which is what he's doing now. But anyway, yes, I'm sure he's pleased to still be on the Major League roster. Some guys who are not on the Major League roster, because they're injured, are Harrison Bader and Daniel Susac. Bader has started a rehab assignment, and Daniel Susac is due to start on Thursday, today, as you listen to this podcast.
Yeah. So 2 more players to add to the potential mix-up or shake-up, if you will.
You're stealing content from down below.
I'm just laying the groundwork.
You're laying okay.
Look down the road and things are going to get a little interesting.
Right, exactly. Well, okay, sure, fine. Well, then let's talk about the Padres series if you're so eager.
Okay, let's do it.
Well, okay, so look, not a good series overall. I think, Game 3, kind of predictable. Those things happen, whatever. Look, the Giants were close, but they never scored. Oh, Ryan Walker gave up a bunch of runs. Oh, was anybody surprised? No. Game 2 was a brutal game. We're going to get to it. But man, Matthew, we had some glimmer of hope going into Game 1, right? Jesus Rodriguez, the Eldritch Knight, called up to save the Giants' offense, to give them a shot in the arm. And what happens?
I don't know.
The farmer, Trevor McDonald, EIEIO, comes in and he steals the show.
Well, it turns out we needed all of it, too.
We did. We did need it, but I don't know. He gave Casey Schmidt just what he needed. Casey was like, I got this. This is fine. Nobody else. Don't worry, guys. You don't have to do anything. And they didn't. And they didn't. But Casey continued to show why he's the best hitter on the team. Although he had 2 home runs in the series, but I believe those were his only 2 hits. But you know what? I'll take it. He was like 2 for 9 with 2 homers. But I think for the series. But I'll take it. But anyway, no, I mean, like, we already talked about it during the opening because it was too good of an opening to pass up. But Trevor McDonald was absolutely dominating. He looked just like September call-up Trevor McDonald. Except it's May, Matthew. It's May. And, honestly, it was a relief to see. And it was, I think especially with all of the hype behind Eldridge and behind Rodriguez, who both didn't do anything, I will add, in that game. There was a whole lot of nothing for both of those guys. It didn't matter because that's how good McDonald was. And it did sort of create this situation where you start asking yourself,
why isn't he a regular member of the rotation?
Yeah, well, I think he's in a major... it's the same reason that it took Caleb Killian so long to be declared the closer, which nobody has declared, but we all know he is.
He doesn't have the pedigree, Ben.
He doesn't have the pedigree, Matthew. His name is McDonald, okay? He's a farmer. Farmers get no respect.
No respect. EIEIO.
That's right.
When you're an 11th round draft pick who works your way up through the minors, you got to prove it like 10 times over, apparently.
Yeah, and only has good starts when you're in the majors. It's like, yeah, but like you've had some questionable starts in the minors. And honestly, he had not had a great season in the minors this year. But somehow here he is. He gets his shot. And Tony Vitello tells us, Matthew, what? He tells us that the only reason he got the start was because who?
Buster said that he thought he should get the start.
That's right. Because he likes his grit, his mojo, his je ne sais quoi, his vibe.
Well, and that's another thing. I mean, Vitello goes on and says, whenever we need him, he's going to be there. We're going to need him down the road. And I'm like, you need him now, dude. You don't need him down the road. It's now. And I think we're at this point now, and we've seen it on the offensive side, where they're like, yeah, we got to put guys in that could give us the best opportunity to win. And yet they're still like putting up blinders when it comes to Trevor McDonald. I mean, the guy has all he's done over those last few starts, whenever they put him in there, is throw strikes and get wins. And now, again, he's got to prove himself all over again because Hauser D's Nuts has got a 2-year contract. I don't get it, and I don't have patience for this like line of thinking anymore.
No, I totally agree, and I think you're absolutely right. I mean, the reason why McDonald is not going to get another start, which he should, like there should be no question here. He should start again in 5 days. But the reason he's not is because of the $22 million and more importantly, 2 years that they're giving to Hauser D's Nuts. Right? And let's just throw Malley in there too. Okay? The other Trevor. Tyler Malley. Triver.
Triler. Yeah.
Triler. Are you sure his name's Triler? That sounds wrong.
It is wrong, but let's go with it.
Oh, okay. Well, so yeah, let's throw Triler Malley in there as well. Right? Because here we have a real Trevor, a good Trevor for once. No offense, Trevor Rogers. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. You were never that great with the Giants, but you weren't bad. My apologies to all the Trevors and Tylers listening. And your moms and dads. But anyway, I digress. The point is, pedigree. This is BS. We have these, off of the scrap heap, bargain bin guys taking starts away from a guy who clearly deserves another start. Because reasons. Right? This is the same reason that we get Tyler. What's Walker's first name? Ryan. That sounds just the same. Trevor, Tyler, Ryan. It's all the same name. That's why we keep getting Ryan Walker shoved down our throat. Pedigree. Although he does keep getting demoted, and I like it. How every time he gets demoted, he's just like, nope.
He's like, I'm gonna confirm your suspicions.
Yeah, not here, guys. Not here, guys. Nope, not here.
Oh, you thought this was my spot? Nope.
Yeah. Hey, look, I can make it hurt here too. Yeah, no, I totally agree. But at some point, like, the Giants are going to have to come to their senses. I do think that maybe we are moving deck chairs on the Titanic here, though, when we're talking about McDonald. So I don't know, but I do think he at least deserves another start. I'm not ready to say flat out that you know what? No, I am ready. The Giants would be better if McDonald took one of these guys' spots.
Well, especially when you're 14-23. And the two guys on the back end of the rotation haven't combined yet for a quality start. Maybe you should give the guy a chance.
They've had one quality start, Matthew. They've had one. Out of 9 starts, they've had one. That's 111. And if that's good enough, then Bryce Eldridge is looking pretty good. Because that's the other takeaway, Matthew. We had our 2 young rookies get called up to come and save the day.
Yes, we did.
And
I just want to go on record as reminding everyone that I was singing the praises of Jesus Rodriguez at least 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Stop it. Next thing you're going to be saying you knew that Caleb Killian was good. I don't want to hear it, okay?
I've just been on a roll this season,
whatever.
I'm going to keep going, man. This is...
Well, maybe Manassian should be replaced by Henry.
I'd
miss you, bro, but
yeah.
I'd miss you, but I could probably get somebody to host with me on the show.
Dude, when I'm I'm still doing the podcast. I'm just...
What? Actually, that would be cool. I don't think you'd be allowed to drink anymore. They would probably make that request. Buster would be like, "Oh, dude, can you not drink during the show?"
Mocktails then after that.
Yeah. I'd still be allowed to drink. But they would also tell you Ben cannot ever come to any event. He can never be your +1. That would be their other rule. But anyway, it's not about... Yes, you did sing the praises of Jesus Rodriguez. And honestly, I really need this guy to be good. I need this guy to be good because otherwise, I don't want to see him. I don't want to hear his name. I don't want to have anything to do with him. Okay? Because whenever I hear Jesus Rodriguez, my reaction is, "You're not Camilo."
He's home run Jesus.
Yeah, I'd be like, "You're not my dad. I don't have to listen to you, home run Jesus." And so anyway, but yeah, so he shows up. He gets his first major league knock, which was, whatever. It was a hit. Was it a laser beam? No. It was a Wandu. But he flicked that out there and he drove in 2 runs. Oh, yeah, he drove in a run.
1 run, yep.
Yeah, he drove in a run in a key spot. And then later he comes up and the Giants are down because, because things happened in that game, Matthew. Things happened that were not good. Not good. But that's what we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about how Jesus Rodriguez. And he hits a laser beam, ka-clang, off of the metal, over the wall for his first major league home run. His second, I think it was his second hit as a major leaguer.
It was, yeah.
And it was like a shot in the arm. It was like, yeah, boys, we could still win this game. And they couldn't, and they didn't.
No.
But, rookies can only do so much. So, so far, so good for Jesus Rodriguez, who got 2 back-to-back starts at catcher, which was also very interesting, wasn't it?
Yes, because, it's funny. You listen to other podcasts and pundits who are all quoting unnamed sources about how Rodriguez is not ready to catch in the major leagues. And here they are starting him at catcher, his first 2 major league games, over a 2-time Gold Glove winner, and maybe actually had a point.
Yeah. Well, Vitello about this was smart. Now, Vitello can't keep McDonald on the roster, and he did say that was a group decision, because I will say that Vitello did say he felt like McDonald deserved another start.
Absolutely, yeah.
He was hedging his bets, but it definitely sounded like if Vitello had his way, he'd stay on the roster. But that's not... Vitello doesn't get to make those calls. He doesn't get to choose the roster. And it sounds like he got vetoed. So Buster said he was going to start. That wasn't Vitello's choice. according to Vitello himself. Then Vitello was very happy with the start and was like, yeah, let's give him another. And then Buster was like, nah, one was enough. So I don't know how to explain it, folks. I don't know what's going on, but like that's what happened. But anyway, on the flip side, Vitello was like, well, if he can't play catcher at major leagues, let's just test that out by having him catch 2 games in a row. And it looked fine to me. He even won an ABS challenge.
Yep. And then they put him in right field, and he plays a pretty reasonable right field too. So
Yeah, I mean, he was no Zhang Huli out there, which is true. But he was Gerard-like.
I think he was better than Gerard.
He was better than Gerard. I would agree with that. But here's the thing, Matthew. They played him at catcher for 2 games. And that really kind of creates an uncomfortable situation. I think more uncomfortable than the Hauser, Diesnuts, Malley, McDonald situation. Because right now the Giants have 3 catchers on their roster. Haas,
soon to be
Bailey,
4.
And yes, because Rule 5 draftee Daniel Susac is going to be coming back eventually. And what has Daniel Susac done to lose his job and be sent back to the A's?
Not a darn thing.
Exactly. Not a darn thing. So that really kind of begs the question. Okay, when you have somebody like Rodriguez who can play right field, it kind of does allow you to carry 3 catchers. So it's not that uncomfortable having Haas and Bailey and Rodriguez on the roster, right? Because if you have Rodriguez in right and you have one of the other 2 guys behind the plate, then you've got your emergency catcher like on the bench. That's fine. But you can't carry 4 catchers, Matthew. So when Susac comes back, and he has to be on the Major League roster, remember?
Yep.
Has to be. You can't send Rodriguez down if he keeps hitting. I mean, and he'd have to hit really poorly from here on out by the time that Susac comes back for you to make that decision. Eric Haas, is that his name, Eric? Haas
yes.
let's go with it. It's
Eric, yes.
Yeah, see, because that's a real name. Eric is hitting better. In fact, his B-WAR is 0.1. In like, I don't know.
Like 3 games or whatever.
Yeah, in 3 games compared to Patrick Bailey's 0 B-WAR. And here's the thing about Patrick Bailey, folks. I'm a Patrick Bailey believer. Like when that guy's defense is on, I think it totally outweighs his lack of value at the plate. But that's only true up to a point. 2026 Patrick Bailey is the worst Patrick Bailey that we've seen, especially at the plate. His OPS plus is 20. That means he is 20% of average.
That means he's 80% below average.
That means he's 80% below average. That's right. And that is that's bad. Okay? When your WAR, which is wins above replacement, is 0, what that means is you are equal to a replacement player. Matthew, do you know what a replacement player is?
It means anybody from AAA that could come up and replace somebody else.
That's right. A guy who's not good enough to be in the major leagues, but is because somebody got hurt. That's what a replacement player is. They're the guy that comes up when somebody gets hurt. A team full of replacement players, I think, wins 62 games a year. Okay? So if your whole team has a WAR of 0, you lose 100 games. So a WAR of 0 is not good. And that is where Patrick Bailey is.
It's also, like in the past, his offense was just good enough to justify keeping him in the lineup because of his defense.
Yes.
And we have
Agreed.
gone to the point now where his offense is so bad that maybe you can't justify his defense any longer. It doesn't outweigh it enough.
I agree. I cannot justify it.
So he does have 3 options left.
Oh, man. A 2-time Gold Glover, probably who should have been a Platinum Glover, is on the verge of being optioned back to AAA because of home run Jesus? And
Because of Devers and Adames. That's why.
yes, there it is. There it is. Because of Adames and Devers. And Matthew is correct. We do need to move on to our second segment of the show, which means we didn't get a chance to talk about the most important performance of the Padres series at all, Logan Webb. Oh, wait. No, that dovetails perfectly into our topic of, Matthew, are the Giants bad? Give your answer now.
Yes.
Oh, God. Okay, does it feel good or bad to say it?
Oh, it feels bad. So bad.
Does it? Does it? Is it like when you gotta go to the toilet, but you know it's gonna be bad, and you don't want to go because it's gonna be bad, but you gotta go.
I find no joy. It offers me no relief.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah, folks. I'm sorry for that analogy, but that is exactly what the 2026 season has been. This is what it is. It's that moment. It's that moment where we're like, I don't wanna, but I gotta. Right? And maybe we're at that point where we're sprinting to the toilet. That's what the 2026 season has become. And I cannot think of a game that reminded me of that more, or at least forced me to have this thought, than the second game of the series, right? Where the Giants break out. They start hitting. We've got a good, comfortable lead. Logan Webb has the lead. And then he barfs it away. Like, Logan Webb lost that game for us. And this isn't about one game. This is about the following fact. The best players on the San Francisco Giants, or let me rephrase. The men who are supposed to be the best players on the San Francisco Giants are actually the worst. And that might be a little bit of an overstatement for Webb, because I don't know that he's been Mally bad or Hauser D's nuts bad, but he hasn't been good. But when you consider him, to a lesser extent, somebody like Ryan Walker, who I didn't have a lot of faith in coming into the season, but I know that the San Francisco Giants did, right?
Yes.
In their mind, he was their closer. But most especially the two names that Matthew mentioned earlier, Willy Adames and Rafael Devers. Webb, Walker, Adames, and Devers, not necessarily in that order. Those are supposed to be some of your best players from each of the segments of your team. And they have all been the worst. And I don't mean just like, oh, everybody happens to be good, and so they're playing just mediocre ball, and so they're the worst on the Giants, who are really great. No, I mean they're the worst. Rafael Devers and Willy Adames are among the worst hitters in all of baseball when you're looking at runs created plus of qualified players. And the Giants, by the way, have 7 qualified hitters. Why do they have 7 qualified hitters? Because Tony Vitello never uses his backups. Tony, I don't understand what you're doing, bro. When guys suck this bad, you should swap them out. But wait. When the guys who are sucking the worst are your superstars, what are you supposed to do? Like, I took the coaching staff to task last week. And they deserved it, right? Like, some of those guys have risen to a level of incompetence. But others are just learning on the job, and they'll get better. But at the end of the day, like, this Giants team is going to be bad because of Logan Webb, Willy Adames, and most importantly, Rafael Devers being bad. Right? Especially when you have guys like Bailey who are just dead weight. Absolute voids in the lineup.
Well, yeah. That's why we're no longer seeing those voids. The Giants are trying to fill those voids any way they can. It's interesting. You look at Fangraphs WAR, and Logan Webb has the second highest WAR among Giant starters behind Landon Roop. So I'm not quite ready to pin the blame on Logan Webb. I think that if the Giants scored runs, that we wouldn't have to put so much pressure on the pitching staff. This is 100% the offensive fault, not the pitching. I don't want to put Logan Webb on that pedestal right now.
Whoa. First of all, you're absolutely right about Logan Webb. I'm just putting it this way. Like, your ace needs to be your ace. The Giants should have won Tuesday night. They lost because Logan Webb was bad. Logan Webb lost that game. And I'm sorry, but I'm that kind of fan. Like, you should win that game. And you didn't because Logan Webb lost it. Period.
Last year, there was a stretch where he had a worse time than he's had over the first part of this month. So he goes through stretches. I'm not ready to write him off. I don't think he's the reason that we're losing. It is absolutely 100% Devers, Adames, all these guys that are supposed to be hitting and scoring runs.
I agree. I was about to say I agree with you. Like, I don't think we should focus on Logan Webb. I think we should focus primarily on Rafael Devers. Like, because Adames is like a second half guy, and honestly, he was not as bad to start the season as he was last year. But overall, he's been pretty bad at the plate. I will say this, though. Ryan Walker, man, I don't know how that guy keeps finding ways to screw this team. It's like every opportunity he gets in the last 3 weeks, he is taking it, and he is absolutely just like barfing up a bunch of rubber ducks, to bring back a favorite analogy of mine. So overall, you're right. The pitching has been fantastic and really isn't to blame. But I do want to highlight this whole Ryan Walker thing. Stop putting that guy in situations that matter. Okay? Like, I'm not saying send him to AAA like you're Farhan Zaidi or something, but I am saying, like, can we put him down with the Bo Rucky locations? Let's give him some Bo Rucky type at-bats. Because actually, honestly, I think I'd prefer that. But, that being said, if Rafael Devers stays like this, the Giants are doomed. He is supposed to be one of the best in all of baseball, and instead he is one of the worst. And it is a real problem. Like, he needs to turn it around. And honestly, this last series wasn't so bad, but it wasn't great. Like, at least he hit a bomb. But we need him to be, this needs to be his low, right? Like, what we saw in the San Diego series needs to be bad Devers. And it was the best we've seen him in a while.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he hit a home run today, so maybe he's finally coming out of it. But up until now, there are 178 players, Ben, that are what they call qualified, that have the minimum number of at-bats to be qualified for all the different, stats.
Everyday players.
Everyday players. Rafael Devers, he has a 59 weighted runs created plus, which is 164th out of 178 players.
There are 7 San Francisco Giants who are qualified. Matthew, of those 7, where does Rafael Devers rank?
He is last.
Right.
By 1 run to Willy Adames.
Right. So Willie is the 6th best qualified
and he's
Giant.
the 163rd worst player.
Right. So the other guys on the list, in case you were wondering, Elliot Ramos, Jung-Hoo Lee, Matt Chapman, to say some of the mediocre.
Casey Schmidt.
And then the 2 good guys, Arise, and then our superstar, Casey Schmidt. Yeah. And the thing is, why is he so bad? I've heard some people kind of hint around his bat speed, but I went over to the old baseball savant, Matthew, and if you look at that center, panel for a player on the player page where it has all those pretty little lines of blue and red.
Yes.
Well, there's a year selector there. It has the year, and the year has an underline with little dots on it. If you click on that year, you can actually change it to be other years in his career. And if you do that for Devers and you go back to 2025, all the lines are red, except for his speed, because the man's slow. Whatever. All the lines are red. But then if you switch it to 2026, all of the lines are blue. Now, I heard some people talking about bat speed. And what's interesting to me, though, is if you look at his bat speed from 2025 to 2026, they're almost the same in both percentage and actual speed, which makes sense. So it's not bat speed. It's what happens when his bat hits the ball or the balls that he's choosing to swing at. One of those things is off. But I think that's good news, because if his bat speed was way down, that would indicate some sort of deterioration, either injury or age. His bat speed appears to be the same, but what is not the same is what happens when the ball is hit into play. And if you'll notice that, his exit velocity is way down. And so is his barrel rate, which means how well he hits the ball. Is that something that's correctable? Is the man just getting old man eyes? I know I am.
It's hard. I don't know him well enough to like kind of judge. I do wish that he looked a little bit more, shall we say, in shape.
I
wish that I don't know. I don't know the answer. I don't think the man has ever looked in shape. I do know that last year when he first came, when he swung the bat, it was a fearsome look. It was like, wow, we don't have a guy that has swung the bat like that.
Yeah.
And I don't see that this year.
I mean,
so I don't. Your savant stuff could maybe tell a different story, but it doesn't look to me like he's swinging with the authority that he did last year.
Right, and we know that Matthew's eye test is always right.
Because he's just ask Caleb Killian and Jesus Rodriguez.
Yes, because you saw so much of those guys play. Because that's all you do is just comb the minor league video. Look, I don't know either. The point is that Rafael Devers is completely and totally broken right now. And if he doesn't get fixed, this team is not just going to not make the playoffs. This team was at best going to win 84 games. This team is going to lose 90 plus if he continues to be a 60 OPS plus guy.
Well, particularly him and Adames being at 59, 60.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And I think of all the other things, if that doesn't happen, if that doesn't get fixed, then really nothing else matters.
And
right?
Buster and Vitello have said that as much this week. Mm-hmm. That they have basically said that we have to the guys that we expect to play the way that they've played need to play better.
Agreed.
Which is, okay, good. I'm glad that's finally getting out there. I'm glad we're all recognizing the problem.
I hope that they can turn it around, because we absolutely need to see better performances, particularly from Rafael Devers and at the plate from Matt Chapman. He's been good on defense, but we need more from him at the plate. And Willy Adames needs to heat it up. It's time for everybody to be the people that you're getting paid to be.
Absolutely.
And if we don't, we're in for a real lot of hurt. Okay. That's it. Up next, Matthew. Oh, thank goodness. The lowly, pathetic Pittsburgh Pirates and their stupid 19 and wait, what? Wait, they have more wins than they have losses.
Last place in the NL Central, Pittsburgh Pirates, Ben.
Oh, they're in last place?
Tied for last place with the Cincinnati Reds.
They're tied for last place with the Cincinnati Reds, who, by the way, Matthew, I figured out, they were at one point 7-0 in one-run games and had lost 2 games, I think, to the Pirates by a total of 20 runs.
Okay.
So that explains their run differential. They did lose a 1-run game after that. So anyway, that explains how the Reds have done what they've done. I mean, yeah, and the NL Central, they all have to have good records, given what the NL East and the NL West look like. But be that as it may, they are 2 games over 500. And even though they're coming into San Francisco, and even though we got Robbie Ray Winday and Landon Oop. It's starting. We can't necessarily assume that the Giants are just going to roll over these guys. I mean, we can't really assume that the Giants are going to roll over anybody except the Mets.
That's it. I'm predicting a sweep.
All right, a sweep. There you go, folks. You heard it here. Matthew is predicting a sweep. The Giants will get swept by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Is that what you were predicting?
Actually, I was trying to get back to my optimistic ways. The Giants are going to sweep the lowly Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah, sure. Like the Giants will, that's right, because the Pirates will go back to where they're supposed to be, which is bad, and the Giants will go back to where they're supposed to be, which is mediocre.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
I totally agree. All right, well, we will find out what happens when we're all back on Sunday night / Monday day.
It will probably be Monday late afternoon, folks, just because I got family stuff I got to do on Sunday. So.
Oh, that's right. Right. So we won't be publishing until late Monday evening.
Maybe we'll even throw in a little Dodger stuff in there.
Throwing a little Dodger stuff in there? What?
Oh,
because there's a Dodgers game on Monday. Yeah, that's right. Because Matthews is being difficult.
I'm being dad. I got to go pick up the college kid from college.
Whatever. He's like, yeah, he's going to be a dad. Right now you're working, whatever, in your hotel room, like whatever. Like we're recording at like midnight. Yeah, so anyway, okay. So we might be publishing a little bit late on Monday after the Giants opener against the Dodgers. Bob, let's move on.
Isn't it time for the booze, boys?
Yes, that's what I meant, dude. Come on, dude.
What are you drinking, Ben?
There it is. Thank you, Bob. Today I'm drinking a cocktail that I'm calling a whiskey highball. A whiskey highball, Bob, is whiskey and club soda with ice. Do you think you can handle that, Bob? So here's what you do. You take your whiskey and you pour it into a highball with ideally like a long spear of ice, just a single long spear of ice. That's the length of the highball. And then you top that with club soda. 4 ounces probably is sufficient. You give that a gentle stir with a bar spoon, and that's it. That's it. You're done. You're done. Put the spoon down and drink it. And honestly, it's extremely refreshing. You look super cool at the bar. You look like a gentleman. And basically all you're doing is drinking watered-down booze. It's great.
That's a tasty cocktail.
It was fantastic. I really enjoyed mine.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, I'm doing my best to imitate Essex Street, a cocktail I found at 55E Steakhouse in Long Beach. Here's what I think is in it, because I don't have the actual specs, but I think it's 2 ounces of gin, 3/4 ounces of lime juice, a 1/2 ounce of St-Germain elderflower liqueur, 3 to 4 cucumber slices, and a small pinch of fresh dill, and a tiny pinch of sea salt. You're going to lightly muddle the cucumber and dill with the elderflower liqueur. Then you're going to add ice and all the other ingredients and shake it till well chilled. You're going to double strain, definitely double strain, into a chilled coupe glass, and you're going to garnish it with a fresh dill sprig. And it's very herbal and refreshing and very delicious. That's what I'm drinking, Bob, the Essex Street.
That's a tasty cocktail.
Yeah, I will definitely be making this at home for sure. And that's a wrap, folks. Thank you for listening. We'll be back on, as we said, late Monday with more Giant content. If you can't wait that long to get your fix, feel free to reach out to us on the socials, where you can find us under the username @GiantCocktails. Don't forget, you can also subscribe and listen to us on YouTube. So run on over there where you can leave us comments. And most importantly, folks, please drop what you're doing and leave us a 5-star review. Why 5-star, Bob?
It's not positive if it's not 5-star positive.
That's right. Leave us a 5-star review. It really does help the show. Ben, it was great talking Giants with you. Until next time, cheers, my friend.
Cheers, Matthew. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye. We really are going to sweep the Pirates. You heard it here first.
Thank you for listening to the Giant Cocktails Podcast. Until next time, bottoms up.
To this day, I still think Andrew McCutcheon is a pirate. Like he'll always be a pirate, right? I mean,
Yeah. What are you're saying that Andrew McCutcheon was never a Giant? Is that what you're trying to insinuate?
no, I'm just saying like he was a Giant for a brief period in time, but then he went back to the Pirates and is still there to this day. Like he's just like, right? I mean, he's still a pirate, right?
He is. He is still a pirate.
Oh, all right. Well, then we'll see him.
Yeah. Yeah, we will. Okay, cool. Good talk. Good talk, Matthew. Really, that was a great episode.
I actually thought he wasn't playing. I was being facetious that he was, but he's actually still on the Pirates.
You thought he was no longer a pirate. You thought he had perhaps retired, or he was still a Yankee, or something.
Well, I'm actually looking at his baseball reference.
Oh,
he is playing this year, but he's a Texas Ranger.
He's a Texas Ranger.
Good talk, Ben. I'm glad we had this conversation.
Subscribe now because you'll forget when you're hungover.